Hi, and welcome to another tutorial video. This is Chapter 7, Tutorial 1 in CADArtifex's Autodesk Fusion 360 Power Guide for Beginners and Intermediate Users. So I'm going to get started by looking at what we need to make. So we have this like eye bolt looking thing. So it has this ring up at the top and then kind of the bolt washer kind of built in, or not washer, but flange, I guess, built-in parts. So we'll start with the ring part. So jumping into Fusion, jumping into Fusion, we have the, I need to save my file first of all, Chapter 7, so ch7 tu1. And to get started, we'll create a sketch on this bottom plane. And looking at the drawing again, we have this kind of cross section. We have a circle that's 15 millimeters in diameter, and it is 25 millimeters from the center origin. So I'm going to create a line actually and make it a construction line, and that is going to be 25 millimeters long. And then a circle, I don't want it to be construction, and that needs to be 15 millimeters in diameter. Now, the book recommends that we also make a construction line this way too, just as a center line for this next step. So I'll hit finish sketch, and it brings me like this. I actually don't think I needed that center line, but I'll do it the way the book said. So I hit the revolve tool up here, and it brought me into here. It already had the profile selected because that's the only shape that was valid that I've drawn so far. And so I could have selected the green axis here, but I'll select my construction line here, and then it automatically does this ring all the way around. So it's a partial revolution, but it does 360 degrees by default, so that works. I could also change it to full, same thing. So I'll hit OK. And now I need to create the next part. So to do that, I need to create a construction plane, but I don't have something to construct off of. Oh, actually, when I do select that, I can see this. But if I couldn't, I could always go over to the construction or the origin area here, and I could turn on these planes to make them visible. And so if it didn't show by default, I could select that. So I'll select from this middle plane, which is my bottom plane, but it's in the middle of my ring. I'll select that, and I want to go down 40 millimeters, and that's specified. That is the top of that like circular flange thing. So I'll do -40, and I'll hit enter. So now I can turn off those construction, the origin planes rather. So I'll create a sketch now, and I'm going to create it on this plane. And we still have this origin to reference, so I can center things on that. And now I'm going to be creating that like flange, or rather I'm going to be creating the little like vertical part just above the flange. So I'll create a circle, and that's hard to see from this view. 32 millimeters is the larger one. Oh, it says in the lower image that it's 15 millimeters in diameter. So same as the ring. It's 15 millimeters in diameter. I can hit enter. I can hit finish sketch, and then I can extrude this upward, and I can just drag it up into here. Now notice if I drag it up, it defaults to the operation to cutting over here in this menu. I don't want it to do that, but I also want it to go a very specific amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to join, and rather than extent type distance, I'm going to say to object, and that object is going to be this ring. So now it is going to, it won't like intersect with that, it'll just go all the way up until it hits in all of those areas. So that's what we want. And so again, I changed my extent type to object. The object I selected was the ring, and then it is joining with that ring so that it's going to be one solid body. So I'll hit OK, and now this is considered one body. It's all together. So I'll go from there. So now I can create a sketch on the bottom of this plane and draw my washer flange thing, whatever you want to call it. This is 32 millimeters in diameter. So I can hit E to extrude that. We're going down, and it is 37 minus 32, so it is 5. And I can just keep going down too. I can create another sketch right here, create another drawing, and since I'm not given another diameter, or rather I am actually, at the bottom it says 18. So I can draw an 18 millimeter circle there, and then hit E to extrude, bring that down, and that is 32 millimeters. So that should be my entire shape done. So now the rest of the instructions were that I need to assign the stainless steel AISI 310 material and calculate its mass properties. So I'll do that. So you can apply physical properties to certain bodies or to the, like you can do the overall project. So if I right click up here and click physical material, oh, sorry, closed my, or had the view wrong. So I can right click up here on the overall project, or I could do the body, but I'll do the overall project. Right click on it, click physical material. It brings up this menu over here, and I have steel, or I have metal as a subfolder. So I'll scroll down, and I'm looking for steel, stainless steel AISI 310. AISI 310. So I'll click and drag that. I could drag it onto the shape here, or I could drag it to the overall thing here, or the body here. 3 different ways to do it. I'll click and drag it onto there, and then now it has applied it. If you look in this design, it always defaults to steel, but then now I have this is what is actually applied to this. So I'll close that, and now I can now I need to actually right click here, and I am going to properties. There we go. I wasn't seeing it before. So right click on the overall file, click properties, and now it is loading the properties of this item. So I have the part number, blah, blah, blah. The physical mass is, because that's what I'm looking for, right? Calculating its mass properties. So the mass is given right here. So if I was to make this thing out of this type of stainless steel, it would weigh 331.887 grams. So that's a really cool thing. It calculates the volume, it knows the density of the materials, and can figure out all this information about it. So Fusion 360 is really powerful for modeling and like simulating different parts under stress or things like that, or calculating its properties, knowing exactly what material it's made from, how heavy it weighs. It's pretty cool that you can calculate that before you ever go to create it in real life. So if I was to make this in real life and I just nailed the tolerances and it was exactly to spec stainless steel, to that spec, it would weigh exactly that much. So pretty cool. Not really something that I've had to do much of. I haven't really cared about the weight of my stuff, but if I did, then it's cool that I can find it out just by going to the properties of the item. So Now let's make sure and save this, and then we're done. Thanks for watching.